Hi, I'm Michael Park with Geekly Media. Today, we're going to talk about Facebook ads and why you should start advertising on Facebook. There are a lot of reasons why you want to advertise on Facebook. First of all, Facebook is huge, massive. There are 2.91 billion, that's billion with a B, active users. Now, that's a lot of potential customers. Second, Facebook ads are effective and, quite frankly, they're affordable. You can target your audience specifically with your ads to ensure that your ads are seen by the right people. Facebook makes this very easy, and if you manage your budget, they're very affordable. So third, Facebook ads they're pretty easy to set up. You don't need any special skills. You don't need any special knowledge to be able to set these up. They're really easy to get launched. So let's take a look at what the steps are into launching a successful Facebook campaign. First of all, you're going to choose your objective for your Facebook ad campaign. First, before you even do that, you're going to go in and create a Facebook Ads Manager account. And you can't use your personal account, so you're going to have to set up a business page and use the Ads Manager account for that. After that, you are going to then really dial into that objective setting. What do you want the ads to prompt your targets to do? Do you want them to fill out a form? Do you want to, are you trying to sell them something right out of the gate? Do you want them to download an ebook, or what is it? You got to understand, what do you want them to do? So that's going to tell you a lot about what the objective is. Then the second thing is you want to choose the right audience for your Facebook ad. As you create your Facebook ad, you'll need to really think about who that perfect audience is. Now, here's a few tips to help you through that process. Number one, you need to know that target audience inside and out. Who is it that you want to reach with your ad? What are their demographics? What's their income level? What's their age range? What is their geographic location? What are their interests? Are they into hobbies, or are they typically someone who watches the nightly news? You really want to understand who that audience is. So whatever that pain point is, understand that audience and then understand their pain point. What is it that is going to get the person in your audience to see your ad and catch their attention? And let's say you're selling something, it's a collectible or something like that, and the ad pops up. The pain point might be, I want more collectibles, and I'm having trouble finding the kind of collectibles I want. So the pain point is scarcity. Then what you're going to do is you're going to use Facebook's targeting options to narrow that audience down. Again, what you want to do is you're wanting to laser focus on the right audience, so the ads are getting in front of the right people. Now, once you know your target market, then you are going to test, and then you're going to test some more, and then you're going to test some more. Before you launch your ad campaign to a larger audience, it's a good idea to test it out with a smaller group first. You don't want to spend a ton of money on an ad that you haven't really tested out at all. If you test it out, you can then make several tweaks or a few tweaks before you then launch the full campaign to a larger audience. Plus, this helps you narrow down. You may have defined your target market, but you might be finding that it needs to be tweaked a little bit. So this testing is critical to the success of your campaign. Okay, so now that we have chosen the right audience for our Facebook ad campaign, let's set the budget and control the ad spend. Now, there are two things that you want to consider. One, how much are you willing to spend on each ad? One of the most critical settings is your daily budget. Your daily budget is going to be the amount you want to spend each day on a specific ad campaign. Once it hits that budget, the ads will turn off for the rest of the day until it resets on the next day. Second, what is the total amount you're willing to spend on your whole campaign? In this, you're going to use the lifetime budget setting, which is the total amount that you want to spend for the entire campaign over its entire life. Now, you may set your daily budget, say, at $200 or $100, and then your lifetime budget over the course of, say, 2 months might be $2,000. So that way you're able to control the outflow and to control the spend of your budget. Okay, now that we have our objective, we know our audience, and we know what our budget is, it's time to actually create your ad. Now, let's take a look at a few tips when creating your ad. Number one, make sure your ad is relevant to your target audience. Yeah, you might get an ad in front of somebody, but if it isn't relevant in its messaging and what it says on the ad, then it's not going to do you any good. So it has to be relevant to that target audience. You want to use high quality images or videos. Again, very, very critical. Without high quality images or videos, if you have really cheap imagery, it makes your company or your product look cheap. It is very, very important. Then you want to write a catchy headline, something that's going to catch their attention. A lot of times I like to use questions, ask a question. That's not critical, but there's a bunch of different ways to do that. So make sure that your headline is catchy. Then keep your text short and to the point. Whenever I'm on a podcast or I'm doing something like that, it's very easy to go into a long diatribe about all the little details of whatever it is I'm talking about. But if I'm wanting to do an ad, I want that text to be short and to the point, because an ad is, you're not selling them on that ad. You're just getting their attention. You're getting them to take the next step. You just want to have enough text that's right to the point, that's going to get them to take the action that you want them to do. Now, speaking of taking action, you want to make sure there is a call to action. This is what encourages people to take action so that your potential customer, they know what they need to do next. Maybe it says sign up for our email list, or download an ebook, or visit our product page. Whatever it is, you want that call to action to be very specific so that that user, again, knows what to do next. Okay, now that you have launched your ad campaign, you've created it and it's running, you need to be monitoring your Facebook ad performance. This, again, is super critical because it's not something that you just set and you never touch again. You're going to want to adjust it over time. And Facebook is a very powerful tool for business, but it takes some time to understand how your ads are actually working. Here are a few tips on how to get the most out of your Facebook ads when you are monitoring them. First, you're going to use the Facebook Ads Manager. This is where you're going to track performance. You're going to use this tool to see how your ads are performing and what changes you might need to make along the way. Then the second tip is always be testing. Try different ad styles. You can do A/B testing and try different copy, different words, and try different things along the way. You don't want to change that specific ad every single day, but make adjustments along the way and test them out and see how they compare to other ads that you are running. Then you want to keep that audience in mind. Always keep that audience in mind. Make sure that your ads are relevant to the people you're trying to reach, because a lot of times you might see some results and, again, they may be lackluster. They may not be what you expect. What you want to do is make sure, are you targeting the right people? And is that ad relevant to the people I'm trying to reach? You always need to keep this thought in mind. And then again, you're going to continue to monitor that budget. They can be expensive if you spend too much. You can let it run. So make sure that you're keeping an eye on that spend continually. Use those tools to be able to cap that daily and lifetime budget. And then keep track of what type of revenue you're getting through. Make sure that you understand where your leads are coming from. Now, lastly, you need to be patient. Even though we don't want to spend and waste money, and we did some testing in the beginning before we launched our big campaign, you still need to have a level of patience, because in reality, long-term results do take time. You need to be patient to make those tweaks and have those tweaks take effect and see what the result of that is, and really honing in your ads and figuring out what works. It takes time, and you don't want to spend money and just blow money without any results at all, but you want to have a long-term view in mind so that you're not just turning on an ad one day and the next day you turn it off. That's not going to do you any good. You've got to be able to collect data and see the performance of your ads and see what needs to be tweaked. So with all of this said and all the testing and making adjustments, again, be patient. Give your ad campaigns time to work. It does take time. Facebook is a powerful platform, and it's huge and it's massive and it's a great place to advertise. So as long as you are taking an approach that is thoughtful and you follow through with these steps, you should be on your way to have a very successful Facebook ad campaign. Now, if you need help with your Facebook ads campaign, feel free to contact us. We have given you a lot of information about how to start running Facebook ads, and it can be a bit intimidating to get started. If you need help running your Facebook ads campaign, we would love to help. If you need some assistance, stop by our website at geeklymedia.com and click on Speak to a Geek to get in touch.